Good morning, beautiful people. Welcome to today's newspaper review on Emirate Radio. We are located behind Federal Ministry of Environment of Ojeba Road along Kwara State in Nigeria. I am Misturah Issa and with me.
Najeebat Oyerinde.
On today's newspaper, we will be looking at the Punch newspaper, Daily Post newspaper, the Nation newspaper, and which newspaper?
The Punch newspaper as well, the Leadership and the Daily Post newspaper.
Before we dive into the stories, let's read the headline. Starting from the Punch newspaper here with me, Kwara PDP APC clash over state governance.
FCTA appoints acting HOS.
On Daily Post newspaper, more trouble for Nigerians as federal government no peg Dangote meeting ends in deadlock.
No resumption yet, Senate replies Natasha.
Still on Daily Post, where we had to discovery of body found at National Assembly complex.
International Maritime Organization head to visit Nigeria in October.
Heading to the Guardian, Kwara deploy 1,500 health workers for integrated health outreach.
On the Leadership newspaper, drug trafficking, court orders temporary forfeiture of Lekki Hotel.
On the Nation, I will respond to Tamboa's comment soon, says Wiki.
On the Leadership newspaper, Road Safety Agency cautions officer against drugs social media.
Also on Punch newspaper, APC support lawmaker challenging Makinde's 300 billion naira loan approval.
UK police arrest suspect over murder of Nigerian man in London.
And on Vanguard, Tinubu orders overhaul of military operations after Borno massacre. It's now time to take a look at the story making headlines on Nigerian national dailies this morning. Starting with the Punch, Kwara PDP APC clash over state governance. The People Democratic Party in Kwara State has slammed the leadership of the All Progressive Congress in the state, further during the battle line with the former Nigerian ambassador to Japan, Professor Issa. The PDP, while launching its attack, took a cue from a recent statement credited to Issa. The opposition party in Kwara State described the ex-diplomat's recent comments in the national newspaper as false, laughable, and part of a desperate plot to weaken the opposition ahead of 2027. In a statement on Sunday signed by its State Publicity Secretary Olusegun Olushola Adewara, the PDP dismissed his claim that the party was banking on a deal with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to reclaim power in the state. As a result, the party declared through Adewara that the PDP Kwara chapter did not rely on President Tinubu or any handshake from Abuja to demonstrate the strength we showed in the last local government election.
Here on the Daily newspaper, FCTA appoints acting HOS. The Federal Capital Territory Administration has announced the appointment of Mrs. Nancy Sabanti-Nata as acting head of service. The announcement was contained in a statement signed by the Senior Special Assistant on Public Communication and Social Media, Larry Olayinka, on Tuesday morning. Mrs. Nathan's appointment follows the death of Mrs. Grace Adeyilo on Monday last week, who until her passing was the FCTA head of service. President Bola Tinubu approved the appointment of Adeyilo in October 2024, making her the first female and first indigenous HOS of the FCT administration. The statement explained that Mrs. Nathan was appointed in an acting capacity pending the appointment of a substantive head of service. However, if confirmed, she would become the second female head of service since the establishment of the FCT Civil Service Commission in 2023. Until her appointment, she previously served as the permanent secretary in the Youth Development Secretariat of the FCT and was also previously the director of finance and the administration in the office of the Honorable Minister. The statement to read in as part as follows: Mrs. Nancy Sabanti-Nata has been appointed as acting head of service of the Federal Capital Territory Administration. She was appointed in an acting capacity pending the appointment of a substantive head of service.
Also on Daily Post newspaper, more trouble for Nigerians as federal government no peg Dangote meeting ends in deadlock. The high-level consultative meeting between the federal government, executive of Nigerian Petroleum and Natural Gas Workers (NUPEC), Dangote Group and other stakeholders ended in a deadlock yesterday. Recall that the federal government had announced a meeting yesterday, September 8th, to resolve the face-off between NUPEC and Dangote Group. Newsmen gathered that the meeting, scheduled originally for 3 p.m. today, did not kick off until after 5 p.m. No official details of the outcome of the meeting have been made public by the Minister of Labour and Employment, Mohammed Gadi. The leadership of NUPEC, led by Williams Akpewoha, or the Dangote Group as of time of filing the report. Earlier, Gandhi, speaking on the importance of yesterday's meeting, said they are here to try and reconcile our labor union in the oil industry and the employers in Dangote Group. This is not the first time we are having this kind of dispute. However, a source and industrial stakeholder revealed to newsmen that the details are still sketchy, but it seems no agreement has been reached yet. I hope they should resolve, because petroleum now, I heard that by next year they will increase the
price
tax to it.
Yes, actually.
Nigeria.
Still on the punch. Still on the Punch newspaper, no resumption yet, Senate replies Natasha. The Senate has formally rejected the senator representing Kogi Central, Natasha Akpoti-Oduaga's plans to resume legislative duties. The Red Chamber stated that a 6-month suspension remains in force pending the outcome of a Court of Appeal case instituted against the Senate of Akpoti-Oduaga. In a letter issued by the acting clerk of the National Assembly, Dr. Yaya Danzaria, stated September 4, 2025, the Senate acknowledged Akpoti Oduaga's notification of her intended return on September 4, the date she claimed marked the end of her suspension. However, the Senate clarified that her suspension took effect on March 6, 2025, and emphasized that the matter is still sub judice. The Senate insisted that no administrative action can be taken until the Court of Appeal delivers a verdict. The letter stated that the Senate would only review a suspension after the court's pronouncement. The matters remain sub judice, and until the judicial process is concluded, no administrative action can be taken to facilitate your resumption, the letter reads in part.
Still on Daily Post newspaper, reps react to discovery of body found at National Assembly complex. The House of Representatives has clarified reports regarding the discovery of unidentified body near the National Assembly complex on Sunday. Newsmen gathered that the body of the deceased was found inside a red Peugeot 406 car parked near the Annex building gate, close to the office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation. Representative Akin Rotimi Jr., spokesman for the House, said the clarification followed the official report from the Nigerian Police Force, the lead investigative authority on the case. He added that the House aimed to keep the public accurately informed to prevent speculation. Rotimi quoted the Divisional Police Officer (DPO) of the National Assembly Division, stating that the deceased, believed to be a laborer at a construction site within the complex, was found around 9 a.m. inside the vehicle. Rotimi commended the police for their swift response and assured the public of transparent updates as the investigation progresses. The dead body found near the House of Assembly.
How come?
What is even the man business close to the National
even
Assembly?
at that, the person that, let's say, maybe did the crime or something, he has the infantry to just drop the body beside the national, but maybe it has something to do with the National
police
Assembly.
are doing their work, so they will find the
Culprits, actually.
culprit very soon.
Leading to the leadership newspaper, International Maritime Organization had to visit Nigeria in October. The Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency said the Secretary General of the International Maritime Organization, Arsenio Dominguez, will tour Nigerian Navy installation as well as the NIMASA facilities in Lagos during his 3-day working visit to Nigeria from October 2nd to 4th, 2025. The Director General of NIMASA, Dr. Dayo Mubereola, made the disclosure during a courtesy visit to the agency's headquarters by the flag officer commanding Western Naval Command, Rear Admiral Michael Jogri Omen. Dr. Moberiola commended the FOC for sustaining the long-standing and productive collaborations between the Nigerian Navy and NIMASA, describing it as a model for maritime sector development. The visit of the flag officer commanding Western Naval Command is yet another demonstration of the deep and successful partnership between NIMASA and the Nigerian Navy, which has continued to yield positive outcomes for the maritime sector and the nation at large, stated. The NIMASA DG emphasized that the success achieved through this partnership, particularly the reduction of piracy and maritime crimes, not only in Nigerian waters but across the Gulf of Guinea, serve as a template that can be replicated by other government agencies and regional partners. He further disclosed that during his visit, the IMO Secretary General will tour Nigerian Navy installations as well as NIMASA's facilities in Lagos, underscoring the significance of Nigerians' efforts in enhancing maritime security and promoting international maritime cooperation. In his remarks, Rear Admiral Omen commended NIMASA's current management for its sustained collaboration with the Nigerian Navy, noting that such synergy remains critical to the growth and stability of the maritime sector.
Heading to the Guardian newspaper, Kwara deploys 1,500 health workers for integrated healthcare outreach. Kwara State Government yesterday deployed 1,500 health workers to effect its integrated outreach program. Disclosing this at the flag off in Ilorin was the State Executive Secretary, Primary Healthcare Development Agency, Professor Najeebat Oyerinde, who added that the health workers will be posted to 193 fixed primary healthcare centers and temporary fixed healthcare posts in the state. According to her, the medical outreach targeted 166,309 children under 1 year and 831,554 under 5 children and pregnant women, among others. Elelu said that the multi-pronged health strategy will preach immunization activities, hinting that it was born out of a shared commitment to leave no one behind in the quest for a healthier and stronger citizen of Kwara State. Also speaking, the Commissioner for Communication, Bola Olukoju, urged nursing mothers to resist selling the drugs as well as not to abuse drugs. The state coordinator of the World Health Organization, Dr. Olubunmi Ajayi, commended the state government for prioritizing primary health care. She further commended the leadership of Elelu in the agency, describing the agency as one of the pride of Governor Abdulrahman Abdulrazak's many achievements.
Still on the leadership newspaper this morning, drug trafficking court orders temporary forfeiture of Lekki Hotel. Justice Musa Kakaki of the Federal High Court has ordered the temporary forfeiture of a hotel, extended stay hotel, located in the Lekki area of the state, allegedly acquired with the proceeds of drug trafficking. The National Drug Law Enforcement Agency told the judge that the hotel allegedly belongs to the head of a drug trafficking organization known as Victor Faluba. Justice Kakaki ordered the forfeiture and attachment of the hotel after entertaining a motion ex parte moved by Buhari Mohammed, a lawyer from the NDLEA. Abdullahi specifically asked the court for an order of preservation attachment in favor of the federal government for the extended stay hotel, including its furniture, fittings, fixtures, electronics, and electrical appliances used as instruments for committing drug offenses. The lawyer also urged the courts to order vesting the custody of extended stay hotel and its assets to the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, pending the national determination of this action. He further prayed for an order directing the applicant to publish the details of the properties in a national daily newspaper for 14 days for third-party claims. In his ruling, Justice Kakaki stated adjourned the matter to October 16 for further hearings. In the affidavit filed in support of the application, which was sworn by Deputy Commander of Narcotics, Nasiru Bagodu, the NDLEA claimed that sometime in April 2025, we received credible information regarding the activities of a drug trafficking organization that specializes in the distribution of Canadian loud, a strain of cannabis sativa, as well as financing other drug activities at extended stay hotel located at 21 Oladimeji Alo off Freedom Road, Lekki Phase 1 Lagos, and around beaches in Lagos. We conducted a series of surveillance operations on these drug trafficking organizations and identified some of its members and their operating base, which is a strong facility at the extended stay hotel used as an instrumentality for committing various illicit drug and harmful chemical activities.
Also on the Nation newspaper, I will respond to Tambora's comment soon, says Wiki. The Federal Capital Territory FCT Minister Nyesom Wike will in due course give appropriate response to all that former Sokoto Governor Aminu Tambuwal said last Friday. The minister's senior special assistant on public communication and social media, Larry Olayinka, said Wike would let Tambuwal's latest diatribe against him and President Bola Ahmed Tinubu go without response. Tambuwal has said on a national TV today last Friday his political choice had always been guided by principle of leadership and not by personal relationship. He added he would support former Vice President Atiku Abubakar over Wike if he had to make a choice on who should lead the country. Responding, the FCT minister spokesperson said, I have been inundated with calls, especially from journalists seeking the minister's reaction. Apart from what he said against the minister, Tambuwal also cast aspiration on President Tinubu and such will not go unresponded to. Therefore, what I can say is that the minister will respond accordingly. He will definitely tell Nigerians what a betrayal is and what it means to have integrity.
Still on the leadership newspaper this morning, experts urges fitness, wellness, tourism. Director of Rooms, Lagos Continental Hotel Kutaba Onwa has stressed the need of holistic wellness and consistent physical fitness, which are crucial for a balanced lifestyle and disease prevention. Onwa, who stated this in a chat with journalists in Lagos, said the hotel has positioned itself as a leader in wellness tourism, offering a state-of-the-art fitness center and expert guidance. According to him, the hotel's commitment to wellness is evident in its cutting-edge facilities and holistic approach of its fitness, catering to the growing and demand for enriching and aspirational lifestyle. Wellness and fitness are essential to our guests, and we are striving to make sure their fitness goals are met while they are here, adding that the hotel's membership club, with over 250 members, testifies to its popularity as a one-stop fitness center. The hotel group general manager Carl Haller highlighted its concerted efforts to prioritize wellness and fitness, leveraging its strongest assets, its people. We are committed to providing a holistic wellness experience that promotes mental, physical, and professional well-being, Hala stated. He stressed that Lagos Continental Hotel, with its state-of-the-art fitness center and expert guidance, is well positioned to meet the growing and demand for wellness tourism. According to him, as the demand for wellness tourism continues to grow, the hotel is set to remain a leader in the industry.
Heading to the Punch newspaper, APC support lawmaker challenging Makinde's 300 billion naira loan approval. The All Progressive Congress in Oyo State yesterday declared its support for Ibrahim Shitu, the opposition lawmaker in the State House of Assembly, who is challenging the approval of a 300 billion naira loan for Governor Sheyi Makinde. Shitu, who represents Saki West constituency on the APC platform, faulted the approval process, insisting that the loan was passed without the required two-third majority of lawmakers. He further alleged that it was deliberately excluded from the sitting where the approval was granted, describing it as a secret process. Addressing a crowd of party supporters during a peaceful protest in Ibadan, the state APC chairman Olayide Abbas said the demonstration was organized to show solidarity with Shitu, who has reportedly received threats since raising the alarm. We are here to show our support for him for taking the bold step to stand against the loan. We are behind him. We are telling the governor not to plunge Oyo into perpetual debt, Abbas said, adding that the party was dissatisfied with what it described as mismanagement of funds by the People's Democratic Party administration. The protest, which began at the APC secretariat in Okeado and moved through major parts of the city before heading at Mokola roundabout, also featured criticisms of the governor's borrowing record. Abbas argued that the rising debt of profile was unnecessary given recent increases in federal allocation. But the PDP in the state defended Makinde in a statement. Its publicity secretary Michael Ogunsina maintained that the loan approval was legitimate and in the state interest. I've read something like this. I think the man has already came out, maybe last week, that he faulted Makinde for borrowing money with her because they went there on leave. Okay. So they did not take permission legally from them before taking the loan. So they are against it. So now the PDP are standing that, well, I think the man is the governor. So for him, is the one, he has the say, but they are against him because they don't want Oyo State to be on debt.
No state.
No, this thing is just politics.
It's just politics. All other states too are on debt, so that should not be a reason for them to react like that. Still on the leadership newspaper this morning, Road Safety Agency cautions officers against drugs, social media. The Federal Road Safety Corps has warned its operatives to steer clear of drugs and social media, as such actions could bring disrupt to the corps. The Zonal Commanding Officer RSC ACM Henry Benemesia gave the warning during his visit to the Cross River Command in Calabar on Monday. The Federal Road Safety Corps has warned its operatives to steer clear of drugs and social media, as such actions could bring disrupt to the corps. He further warned that posting on social media in uniforms was against the corps code of conduct, hence the advice to steer clear. Operatives should stop displaying on social media, and any staff who uses drugs must desist, as this not only endangers the life of the operative and his colleagues, but also destroys the image of the corps, it said. Speaking further, the zonal head said the FRSC has zero tolerance for corruption and it's ready to deal with it decisive wherever it is discovered in the corps. It said the officers were not sent to the road to enrich themselves at the expense of the monitoring public, not to enforce the law. However, if the public comprises them, they have to collect the money, arrest the culprits, and report the bribe. Attempting to corrupt an official is an offense, and there are charges. Our officers have been trained to say no to bribery, but if any decide not to say no, you can always call us, get evidence, and we'll take decisive action. While I need you to be honest, truthful, and live a clean life, I want you to also take care of your health by subscribing to a health maintenance organization, HMO, such as the FRSC HMO he maintained. He emphasized the importance of taking care of their health while serving and during retirement, because any organization strengthens towards its staff's health. He called on the operatives to eat healthy, exercise regularly by at least walking, and refuse to stagnate by developing their careers.
And lastly, on Vanguard newspaper, Tinubu orders overhaul of military operations after Borno massacre. President Bola Tinubu has directed the armed forces to review ongoing security operations, including deployment of advanced military hardware and surveillance equipment to eliminate terrorist groups across the country. This comes as Vice President Senator Kashim Shettima expressed deep condolences to the government and people of Borno State over the recent terrorist attack that claimed many lives in Dara Jamal community, Bama local government area. According to a statement by a spokesman, Stanley Nwocha, the Vice President reiterated President Tinubu's directive to the armed forces to review security operations, including the development of advanced military hardware and surveillance equipment to eliminate terrorist groups across the country. Borno State Governor Professor Babagana Umar Zulum had on Saturday visited Dara Jamal to commiserate with families of the victims, including civilians and soldiers killed by Boko Haram insurgents on Friday night. In his condolence message yesterday, Vice President Shettima described the incident as a profound loss to both the state and the nation. He also extended heartfelt condolences to Governor Babangana Umar Zulum, the people of Borno State, and the Nigerian military over the tragic loss of compatriots. These deaths have led the entire nation in collective grief, but we are confident that justice will be served for the brave families. The Vice President expressed confidence in the armed forces' capacity to overcome the security challenges facing the state, noting President Tinubu's approval for the acquisition of additional drones and his directive for all security agencies to intensify and review their operational strategy. Shettima further highlighted the federal government consideration of establishing state police, stressing President Tinubu's position that security challenges in some states require specialized units that understand local terrain and culture and can effectively operate at the grassroots level.
Finally, on the daily newspaper this morning, UK police arrest suspect over murder of Nigerian man in London. The Metropolitan Police in the United Kingdom has confirmed the arrest and the arraignment of a 37-year-old man, Andrew Wright, in connection with the killings of a Nigerian, James Gbadamosi, aged 67. According to a statement released on Monday, Gbadamosi was brutally attacked on August 24 along Balham High Road at about 4 p.m., sustaining several injuries. Police officers responded promptly to the scene and rushed him to the hospital where he battled for his life until his death on Friday, September 5. Police were called to report of an assault in Balham High Road around 3:40 hours on Sunday, 24 August. A 67-year-old man was taken to hospital with life-threatening injuries, and sadly, he died in hospital on Friday, September 5. He has been formally identified as James Gbadamosi, the statement read. The Met disclosed that Wright Waters had initially been arrested in August and charged with grievous bodily harm with intent as well as possession of a Class A drug. He appeared before Wimbledon Magistrate Court on August 28 and was granted bail pending further hearings. However, following Gbadamosi's death, the suspect was rearrested on Saturday, September 6, and subsequently charged with murder. He was brought before Wimbledon Magistrate Court on Monday, September 8. The police revealed that a second suspect, a 30-year-old woman who was also taken into custody. She was first arrested on August 27th on suspicion of conspiracy to commit grievous bodily harm before being rearrested on September 6 over alleged conspiracy to commit murder. She had since been released on bail pending further inquiries. Investigations into the case are ongoing as the detectives continue to build evidence around the circumstances leading to Gbadamosi's death.
Well, time is not by our side. That's where we end the newspaper review for today. For more details on the stories, visit the newspaper page. Once again, I am Misturah Issa.
And I am Najeebat Oyerinde. Do have a wonderful day ahead.
Thanks for listening.